Hello, it's Oaken. We're doing 7.2.6. We went through the Mystic Path here. I don't know if you watched the last video. I didn't record my voice during this, so I am here now. Re-recording my voice and doing a voiceover. So, most of this went, I would say, fairly easy. Because, yeah, for most of it, I think, as you can see, my team was Dr. Doom, American Chavez, Titania, Wiccan, and was it Wintra or Scarlet Witch? Yeah, no, I struggled with this node for a little bit, so I guess that. If you're watching this real quick, my tip to you would be make sure you're doing a special attack when that stun timer goes down, and just play off of that. You want to be intercepting a lot here. I was not. You want to intercept a lot, and that's how you would do most of your damage during this fight. All of this entire path. I tried to brute force this. I didn't go back. I just spent items. I was tired. I'm so tired. I'm not tired in the same sense. I was just really sleepy. And now I have to re-record this. And yeah. That was Ghost Rider. Well, almost gone and dead. It was Wintra, wasn't Scarlet Witch. I was right. Or wrong. I actually don't know what I just said. Yeah, though. Just, this is what I was doing. American Chavez, really good champion. I realize now I have a lot of really good 6 stars. So it's just going through all of this and just dealing with it. And now here I am re-going through it. Because I want to do a little bit of a voiceover. I'm going to do probably a bit of a talking. Because, I don't know. This is probably going to... We're just going to see how this video does. Because I've tried doing no audio before and it didn't really work that well. So, here I am doing a voiceover. I think I was really struggling with this one because I wasn't intercepting. And then... See, I was really trying to be careful with that. And I'm not too familiar with America Chavez. Or like Wintra, which they're amazing characters. Like, I think that's the biggest thing I've ever learned about this game is... I think that's why I'm just really happy with Jean Grey, is I love fighting with Jean Grey. I think she has a really fun fighting style that I personally like, and she's very good just in the game. Same thing with Serpent. I realize it's probably just like, oh, he's so broken. I really don't mind though. Like, you know what I mean? It's just the same reason why I like kind of, not even really why, I don't know. Wintra, I really don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Wintra. It's just like not, I don't know. He doesn't have it. I really like characters that like, I think it's fun, and maybe it's just me, to fight with a character that has a sword. Hulkling. I really liked fighting with honestly one of my favorite characters when I first started this game, which I think would be really cool if they did a rework for. Let's get Kabam to rework him. Is a Taskmaster. I think he can be already a really good champion, but like I think they just include, I don't know, there's something they could do to buff his like abilities, you know, make him just make him a smidge like stronger. Is this the Mystic Path? I could have sworn this entire path was about Mystic, or maybe it's Heavy. No, it's not Mystic. This path is about no, maybe it is Mystic. I think it is Mystic. It's about doing heavy attacks though. Cuz your heavy attacks do more damage, and then they're the defender, when they do their mystic or their heavy attacks, they go unstoppable. So just keep that. See, look, I'm just doing insane. You have a character that you just like doing heavy attacks with, just chaining them, I would recommend. God, this video, like, yeah. This video is very different. I don't know if maybe I should cut more out or what, but I'm just kind of going to talk over everything and just kind of see how everything goes play-wise. Because I really struggled with Gwenmaster. Like, really struggled. And, like I did with the Grandmaster, like, the difference between Gwenmaster and Grandmaster was that I was able to actually read and understand how to defeat the Gwenmaster. Grandmaster, no. No, he's not fun. He's not fun at all. But they did just rework him, so, you know, should be a lot more easier for people going through. I think they're supposed to release it. Is it next Friday? Which would be the 16th, I think, is what some people were. I guess, I don't know. Rich the Man was saying that's probably when he thinks the rewards are going to come out for the Act 6, like, compensation. I'm really hoping those come out relatively soon. I really want those to come out. But, because just the Act 6 rewards themselves are insane. I was looking at them and I was like, I was debating about going through and 100%ing it. Due to the fact that I think it would, I think it could possibly help me get my first rank 3 7-star, which will be crazy. I don't know who I want to rank 3, though. Because Penny Parker's really good. Spider-Woman's really good, too. But then they're debuffing her, I think, or not, or they are. Or I don't know. I'm trying to think about anyone else who I might rank. Well, then again, I don't know if it's going to be that soon, because I'm about to also... I'm probably going to get Paragon before I get a rank 3. And I'm going to get I'm going to get a bunch of 7-stars. Probably not a bunch. But like 2 or 3 7-stars probably opened, or maybe like 4 or 5 by the time I get the stuff to like rank 3 one, I feel like. So I'll see what character I get. I guess this is probably a good time to mention it. I'm not really a channel that or Marvel contest player would probably be the better way of saying it, that spends money on the game like that, like, at all. I had a really bad temptation of spending money on the game one time, and I was looking at how much it would be, and I just couldn't justify it. There's no justifying how much money, like, it would have cost. It was like, I was really debating about buying all the stuff to just get Dark Phoenix. I really wanted Dark Phoenix. Oh, yeah, if you're looking, by the way, all of my characters are dead. I didn't decide once. I was like, oh, I'm not going to come back later I'm not just going to redo this. I don't know why. I could have probably reattempt this, and I would have been a lot better. Or like a run. But no. And this is me just trying to read through this stuff, you know? You know what I mean? Just crazy. Because I guess this is probably a good time to ask. If anyone would like to comment or suggest any ideas. How do you counter Red Skull? Red Skull. He's just so annoying to me. He's so annoying of a character to me. Like, I just do not like Red Skull one bit. Whatsoever. He is my least favorite character to fight. Which is crazy. I would rather fight Onslaught or Serpent than Red Skull. Like, seriously, he's not fun. There is nothing fun about fight. Like, he's just pure annoying, and I don't know any good way to counter him. Besides just, like, I don't know, being like, oh, I'll just use Serpent. I guess our Hercules, someone with true sense or something, so that way they can't auto-block, or... Does slow also make it so they can't auto-block? Does it? I thought it was just so they can't evade. Our decks. I guess that. I don't know a whole lot of good auto-block counter champions. And Red Skull, see, look at this. Because he gets unstoppable when he charges his heavy. It's crazy. And if I don't have my neutralize, he just look at it. Look. Look. It's I use so many revives during this. I shouldn't have used so many revives. Like, it was just such a poor decision. I don't know if this is the best path to getting to Gwenmaster. I definitely wouldn't. Unless you ring someone who is... I don't know. Like, is a good counter against the auto block. And just everything about Red Skull. Because, honestly, every time I fight him, I'm like, I don't know if he's a good attacker. But whatever he does and is, he does it enough that I keep thinking, I'm going to probably rank him up as a 6-star for Battlegrounds. But because I'm going through this story, I'm probably not going to do a lot of champions like this right now. See, here, I'm just Titania-ing. I'm just trying to Titania him. And I'm having a really hard time with my timing. Yeah. Here's just more work to just show, like, if you... like that. That's the only moment that was nice. The AI was just like, okay, I'll let you have your bit of a moment there. Like, he was just... I was stunned. He could have probably ended me off with just, like, a heavy attack. He just watched me. He was just like, I'll wait. Here I am. Because he also just gets so many armor ups, and it's just... I don't know who, like, would Gallon be a good counter? I guess, maybe? Because if he's getting armor ups, doesn't that increase his, like, planetary mass? And then he can just, like, nuke Red Skull, like it's just out of this world or something. See, this is risky. Because I think I didn't get... Okay, no, I did. I just barely got the heavy attack, the haymaker off before he launched his special 3. Here's, like, just Titania putting in the work. Putting in the works here. Just heavying. And there it is. This is why Titania... I guess if I had to pick a favorite champion... I think it'd probably have to be Titania. I really, like, love Jean Grey as a character. Just in general, not even Marvel Contest of Champions or this video game. I just really like her as just a character in the video games, the movies, just everything. But here I am reading. I'm just skimming through this. I'm just, like, looking at stuff. So the main thing is that you want to watch out for her countdown to destruction. Where if you don't, she will just automatically gain power and he'll just jump to her special 2 and you can't do anything. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump into this. I just kind of, I don't know. I don't see a point in posting a lot of that stuff in there. It's just a lot of filler. So this fight against Gwenpool, really easy. I decided to bring in Jean Grey, and then for my other character swap, because you get it's pretty nice here. You get 2 free character swaps in here. I chose Serpent because you have to verse. There's a Vision Arcus thing where she does I believe Cold Snap. So yeah, I did most of this. I struggled. You're not gonna see this. I did so many revives. I went through this fight so many times. But I'm going to give you my little tip. I guess my tips. If you are here to try and figure out how to defeat Jean Grey. Or Gwenmaster. My tip would be, honestly, you gotta play her right. You gotta focus on intercepts. When she throws her specials, you gotta counter them. When you throw your specials, combo them. When you're throwing your relic, you just gotta focus on the combo. You gotta focus on the intercept. And then to try and gain her prowess, what you want to do is you want to go back and forth between the power. You want to get a bar of power to put her in her diamond form. You want to have one more bar of power than her to put her in her diamond form, and then you want her to have one more bar of power than you to gain the prowess. And you just got to cycle back and forth from that. And if you are not intercepting her and using your special and doing every little thing about that, you're going to see that countdown to destruction you're just not going to do it fast enough. You need to get that down. That will be your most difficult part of this. You need to focus on intercepts. I don't even think relics pause it. So if you are using relics, be careful. And then look, what you're going to see here is that when she's at that, what she'll do is she'll stun you and you can't do anything. You see how it's dazed? But then she'll do damage to herself. So all you're trying to do during this fight is basically you're just trying to survive and complete her challenges. So here, you just want to put as much hits as you can into her. You just want to hit her as much as possible, making sure you're intercept. You seeing that? Every time you intercept, it pauses that timer. When you're doing your specials, it pauses that timer. You just want to put as many hits in as possible during this phase. There is no other way of beating this character. You need to know how to intercept. You need to know how to counter her with that. Or just go in there. Because if you don't, she's just gonna do, watch this. Watch, it's gonna happen. See, you're gonna see this. Your character's just gonna stop moving. She's gonna do her special too. And you're gonna just not be able to do anything. So then after this, I went in with Serpent because his special 1 or his special 2 does a lot of hits. And I almost just instantly did this. And you're going to see she just cycles through. She cycles through all of these phases. So you kind of have to get these figured out. You're going to need to be able to do the Gwenmaster stuff. Or the Emma Frost stuff with doing the parrying and everything. You just need to get this stuff down. That's all you need to do is intercept. You need to be able to combo. You need to be able to kind of hit her, and parrying does that. You just need to kind of keep her into a pretty good area where you're just kind of doing your thing. Special attacks, same thing. They're making it so that way that countdown to destruction stops. What you really need to do and focus on is punishing her specials. If you see her specials going out, you gotta punish it as much as you can. Look, there you go. Punish it. It'll stop the timer. That's what you gotta keep doing. Those relics, they're gonna be useful, but you gotta be careful. Those do not stop the timer. Special. There you go. See? Just got that done, and then look, it'll stop you, and she'll just start doing all of that damage to herself. You got to do, I think I went through and had to do, is it 7 phases? Is it 7? Because you have the Emma Frost, Killmonger. Next, she's on an Invisible Woman. All you are trying to do here is the same thing basically with, it's why I brought actually Serpent, is for these 3 phases. You want someone who's pretty good, who's going to be good against a miss. When I'm pretty sure she throws her specials, when she gets, I think it's when she throws her specials, she will go invisible. Do not get her power too high. She won't throw her special too, and like, you know what I mean, block you and everything. But if you throw too much and you give her too much power, she'll do this. She'll put her special 3, and it is game over for you. There's no way around it. It's like the Grandmaster. You will be done. Just that will be the game over. Okay. So then you see me coming in here again. I used a pretty decent amount of... I used a good amount of revives. But with the current events and everything, I would say it isn't the worst thing, especially because I feel like now we have such an excess of stuff. So it's actually making the game more playable. It's where I'm like... I get there's a lot of people upset with like the difficulty in the game. But at the same time, I don't know if it's just me, they're giving out a lot more revives and heals. So it's kind of balancing it out. They're giving out more they're giving out more stuff to players. I'm kind of just reading through this because I'm trying to figure out what it is. What is it? Because, yeah, all you're trying to do is just get done with the basic stuff. What up? Alright, I just kind of cut through that because there's no point in watching that right there. I'm going to talk to you about what you got to do here. You're going through her phases. You have the Emma Frost, you have the Killmonger, and then you have Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman and Killmonger are pretty simple. You just want to try and do as much damage as possible. But you're going to see, when she, like I just said, when she does her special, she goes invisible. So what you need to counter that is either a Miss Champion or you're going to need someone who is True Strike. Because you're, like, again, you see that? You have the destruction, or countdown to destruction. You have to go through these phases within a certain time limit. Otherwise, she will just do her special 2, and you will be taking a lot of damage, if not dying, over and over and over again. So you're going to need to be doing your specials. You're going to need to be able to counter her specials, which if you don't have a miss, you don't have someone who can deal with miss, she's going to just, you know what I mean? You're just going to be kind of stuck there. I think there might be a way to make it so that way she does more prowess. So that way her little modes do more damage. Dr. Doom, I think, is a fairly easy one. All you have to do, heavy attack, special 1, special 2, and then a special 3. That's all you got to do. What you got to watch out for is that timer again. But then again, you know what to do with invisibility. So you see, that was a bit of a problem I had there. But then again, Serpent's him. So he has his unblockable specials, which makes it so much more easier. You want to dodge this, punish their special attacks. You want to pause that. You got to pause that. You got to make sure. I know I'm repeating myself a lot here, but that's the only way. You're going to have a lot more struggle with this fight if you are not consistently intercepting, punishing the specials, and just going over and doing that. Look. Do that. You want to punish it. Here we go. And then this is it. You see? Done. It'll stop you so you can't do anything. And she'll be taking damage. And then, what is it? This one, you just... So I kind of messed up for a little bit. I didn't fully pay attention to what was happening here. It's why I paused here. All you want to do with this thing is you got to keep away. You got to keep away as much as possible. And the problem with it, too, is you got to think about it. You need to keep away for long enough to get enough of those armor breaks on you to take her down and then knock her down. But then again, you also got to deal with the cold snaps. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to run out of that, the destruction countdown, or the countdown to destruction. You got to play it safe here. Another good thing, it's a good safety thing. If she is in that corner and she gets you with that special, see, look, there we go. I think I'm actually about to die here. Because, see, I messed it up. Wait, no, I don't think I did. See, if she doesn't decide to go and throw that off, see, I was able to counter her there, and then she was able to do that. Here, you just have the armor ups. I'm pretty sure all you got to do here is, I think it's, what does it say? By breaking blocks, and, no, you got to hit so many times in the combo. So you just got to keep comboing her. You just got to keep that combo up. And like I said before, you just got to kind of run through it. You got to make sure just big 3 things. You got to intercept her, punish the specials, and just keep an eye on that countdown to destruction. Nothing will counter that stuff to the whatever it is, or when she does it. Like, watch, I'm gonna die here. There's not much I'm gonna be able to do. She's gonna throw her special 2. I can't do anything. Immortality doesn't work either there. I don't know if that's different for actually, I think it's because I technically revived Serpent, so technically he doesn't work like Hercules. So that's the thing with Serpent. He doesn't get those like easy cheats. You just don't get to revive him again and get immortal. That's not, he doesn't work like Hercules like that. Here, I'm throwing Titania. You just gotta be aggressive during this entire phase. You gotta get those 5 hits I think it's 5 hits in the combo meter to remove each of her shields, and you gotta do that before the countdown thing goes. And she is consistently getting new shields. Nice thing though, I don't think it's when you're doing specials, but when she's doing specials, it doesn't add new ones. And then look, boom. That happens. She's doing this. If you want to, you can just pause it again, and then look, it's just cycling again. Now you gotta go back to this stage. All you gotta do is intercept her. Make sure you're doing the simple thing of just, when she's in that diamond form, make sure that, I think maybe I said it backwards actually at the beginning here. You want her to have an extra bar of power than you, and then she'll get transferred into a prowess, and then you want to gain an extra bar of power. Okay, I'm saying this in a little bit of a weird way. You want to have one more bar of power than her. You see, now I have my special attack and she doesn't. Now she goes into her diamond form. Then here I go. I'm going to do my special 2, which changes her diamond form into her regular form and confirms it into a prowess. See, I struggled here because those reverse controls on that special. I wasn't using Jean Grey. It didn't work the best. But then look, you see this? We got the 3. What you got to do here is you got to dodge the special. See, I unfortunately wasn't able to because you don't just need what you need to do to finish that off, to complete that task and objective. You need to get the prowess on her to 4, and then you need to dodge her special attack. And this is where Jean Grey she just is my favorite character for stuff like this. Because when I'm just getting really into this stuff, sometimes I zone out and I'm not thinking, and then before I know it, I'm running straight into that special one. And it doesn't, you know what I mean? It just does not work out for anything at all, for anyone. So yeah, then you just got to kind of play this stuff. Making sure you're going back and forth between giving her a bar of power, being a bar of power ahead of her, having a bar less than her, and then a bar more than her, and you just got to go back and forth with that until you get to that 4 prowess, and she does her special 1. Nice thing about this is if you are concerned about anything, you can get her almost up to that 3rd bar of power. If you get her to her 2nd bar of power, she will not throw her special 2, and she will not just kind of trap you, and you know what I mean? You can't do anything and put you in that daze. You will be fine. Just kind of make sure when you're getting above that 2nd bar of power, make sure she's throwing that special 1 and she's baiting it out. She will. Here I'm just kind of doing extra damage here, but look at this. She's almost kind of done, but then look. Now we're on this phase. All you got to do, you just got to be aggressive. Aggressive. Which this is a good phase just to kind of help you understand. The only way I feel like you're going to be able to get most of that done is either you're going to have someone like Quicksilver, or you're going to need to just intercept and punish the specials. But the nice thing is, she only ever does reverse controls on her special 1 when she's in that Emma Frost mode, and she only ever goes invisible on her special 1, our specials, which would just be our special 1, in the Invisible Woman mode, or Science mode, and the Mutant mode. So every other mode, you're pretty good and just... See, look, I'm almost done, and here it is, and she's defeated. I think. Yep, look at that. That's done. I definitely struggled. I cutted a lot of stuff out, especially since I'm just re-recording over here. And you know what I mean? I'm going to read this. The aw shucks. Depleted of power, Gwenpool falls from the air and is caught by guillotine. Cracks spread across reality, and the earth trembles. Karina, can you control the isosphere? Yeah, I'm on it. Hold on. As the world begins to collapse on itself, Karina grasps the isosphere and focuses her hands on the sphere, glowing brightly. Is there anything more? In an instant, all those trapped in the word realm, I don't know how to pronounce that, are returned to a parallel location in the battle realm. With everyone safely plucked from certain doom, Karina powers down the isosphere and releases a sigh. Let's get her somewhere safe. I got a lot of questions. And there's plenty of work to be done fixing this place. Summoner, come with me. And then that's that. You know what I mean? You're halfway to Paragon.